Welcome back, everybody, to Let's Talk Business. I'm Maria Medina, your networking and business coach. And today I am honored to have on this series Erin Barry. Erin, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Thank you, Maria. I am happy to be here and join you today. I am Erin Barry, like you said, and my business is Live Your Truth Journey. And Live Your Truth Journey, I'm a professional speaker and a retreat director.
Amazing. Thank you so much for making the time to be here today. I always enjoy meeting other coaches, other consultants, facilitators that help people with their life, with their business, with their health. So I really enjoy having you here today, and I'm going to look forward to learning a little bit more about what you do, who you serve, and who you work best with. To get us started with Let's Talk Business, I'd like to have our listeners learn a little bit about what you do and what you've done so far. So, what would you say has been your greatest success so far, and how did you accomplish that?
Yeah, wow. Well, you know, you end up with so many little successes along the way, and sometimes it's hard to pick a success. But I would say that landing on my wild retreat and my wild framework is what my biggest success was, because I found that clarity is really important for personal life and professional life. And me defining my values and clarifying my vision is what one of the seed of the ideas that got me to follow the path of starting my own business, because I was one of those people that was just kind of lost living day to day. And I had many transitions in my life, and connecting to my inner being that helped me gain the clarity that I needed. And that was personal and then professional. Like I said, it was to land on that wild framework for my wild retreats.
Is that an acronym for something, or is it what did it call? Yeah, what does it stand for?
Absolutely. So it's wild with an exclamation point. So there's kind of 5 sections within it. W is wisdom, which is defining your values and clarifying your vision. I is intuition, which is that connection piece. It's connecting to your inner being and then connecting and listening to your intuition. L is love. That's the mindset and well being piece. D is direction, and that is really clarifying your purpose and creating your own personal guidance system. And then the last piece is living your truth, which is also living in the present moment. So I define live your truth as being your authentic being, doing what's most important to you, experiencing happiness and fulfillment because you are following your own unique path to pursue your dreams and your desires, whatever that may be.
I find that doing that and living in your authentic self makes it so much easier to stay motivated and follow the path that you're meant to, rather than looking at what other people are doing and comparing yourself to them. So I applaud your framework, and what I know is helping people realize and what they're doing.
Yeah, thank you.
And as with all businesses and everything that is in life, we have successes, we have failures. What would you say has been your biggest challenge so far, and how did you overcome it? Or if you're going through it right now, how are you overcoming it?
Yeah, I guess I am kind of going through it right now, because what is the most challenging is marketing and clarity. And I didn't have the clarity when I jumped into this full time 4 years ago. I knew that I kind of compare it to my personal life, how I had that hazy outlook. I had hazy ideas of what I wanted, but I didn't have anything clear and set for what I wanted. And that's how it was in my business as well. Like, I knew I wanted to help people to live their best life and to live as happy and as most fulfilling as they can. But it's really hard to get people to listen to you when that's everybody wants that. Everybody knows that they can achieve that, but how am I going to be unique? How am I actually going to make a difference in their life and give them something that will actually be helpful to them in achieving that happiness and fulfillment? So the clarity in knowing actually the who I am in my business and who the business is was very important to me. And that's something that is ongoing because the life changes, the world changes, the person I am changes, the people I serve change. And so with that, I'm constantly looking because it's always growth and expansion. So, but definitely the clarity and then putting that clarity into marketing that connects with people.
I find that all of us go through it in different ways, and there are obvious ways. For example, when I started my coaching business in my first year, I was dealing with a lot of print related clients because that's the industry that I had come from. Then I went through a year where I was working with a lot of professional women that worked in organizations. And then I went through another year where I was completely diversified and I was business owner here, HR company there, professional there. And it was very obvious that I was going through the changes of who I was coaching and how I was portraying myself to those people. And there are other things where it's who do I actually enjoy working as I'm learning from all these people? What am I finding out about myself? And what I found out last year was that I really enjoy working with creatives that struggle. They have all the ideas, they have the drive, they want to achieve well, but they struggle with structure. And I have both. I'm very good at creating that marketing idea, and I love creating structure. And that's why I love working with them because I'm able to light up their eyes when I say, okay, you don't have to go the cookie cutter way. Let's find something that works for you. And often it's as simple as somebody saying, oh, I think I should be working 9 to 5, but I'm not a morning person. There is no shoulds in business. I always say that. And if you want to start working at 11, there's nothing stopping you. We're our own bosses. And I wish I would have, which takes me to the next question. I wish I would have known that I don't have to define who I work with. I don't have to niche. I can just go with who I'm working with, who I'm enjoying with, and then start showing that through my brand and what I'm telling people and how I'm communicating who I work best with. So if there was something that you wish you knew before you started your business, what would that have been?
It was what we've been talking about this whole time, and that is clarity and how important that is. I wouldn't have needed the clarity right away, but that I would have been good to know because I would have strived to get that clarity sooner than what I did. And that's what the wild framework helped me do. And I didn't land on that wild framework until the beginning of last year. So I was 3 years into what I was doing. And so I was trying a lot of different things of what works, what doesn't work, which I absolutely believe is all part of the business journey as well. But I would have loved to have known how important clarity is in multiple different things because it helps you create the structures and the systems that you're talking about and referring to as well.
And really importantly, which a lot of business owners struggle with, is it also helps you say no to the things that don't fit your structure.
Absolutely. Knowing what's the most important piece, I'm actually with my daily planning for my business, I've got, what's the elephant task that I need to do? What's that big thing that either I don't want to do or I've been putting off that that's what I need to do? And I've been doing that first. And so I'm excited to see how that will help my growth and momentum.
It's funny that you keep taking me to the next question because I'm just about to ask you what the best resource, and now I'm thinking, have you read Eat That Frog?
I have, yes.
I love that book, and it talks about that task. It talks about what is that thing that is hard to swallow that you don't want to do. And whenever anybody tells me I procrastinate, I'm really bad with time, I always recommend it. It's such a fast read, and it has things in there that I would say a lot of people are like, that's so common, that's common sense, like I know that, I know I have to do that. But it's how you implement it, and it's looking at that and saying, okay, I'm learning this, how am I going to implement it into my business, how am I going to take advantage of this. And Eat That Frog is such a powerful book that I read it, I'm going to say every other year I'm reading that book, and every other week I'm recommending that book. I just gave it away last week. I had a speaking engagement, and one of the giveaways was that I gave that book with a Pomodoro timer that they could use, that has that 20-minute, 5 minute, so that they can keep that alarm and keep themselves on track. So if there is a resource out there that you could share with a struggling entrepreneur or professional right now, what would that be?
It definitely would be another book, and that is The Seven Habits by Highly Effective People. Stephen Covey wrote it, and that's actually the book that I picked up many years ago that got me to sit down and really look at, okay, what do I value? And at the time, I could have told you my, again, it was more hazy. Like I valued family, but what did family mean to me? Because family to me and family to you is going to be different. So defining what it family meant to me, it didn't happen right away, but a few years later, of course, one of my values is still family, but that's not one of my core values. My core value is connection. I want those deep, meaningful connections with my family and beyond. So that and clarifying my vision. So I think that and that book is one of the books that led me to, okay, I can help other people doing this. So it's a seed of an idea to set goals, and that this would be one of the goals that I set for myself. So it was a transformational book for me personally and professionally. That's what I would recommend. And if I gave a tip, the tip would be to always be working with a coach and or having like a mastermind group or accountability partner or something, because it's just important to be able to have community that is professional or business focused for yourself.
I find that surrounding yourself with the right people that are going to challenge you and help you grow and want to grow with you is crucial to business success, whether that is, as you mentioned, a coach or a group that you belong to. And with the book that you recommended and the experience that you had, I find that I got the imagery of the iceberg, right? Where you say family's up here, but what else? What part of that family? And that's where you really get a lot more in depth into what you want to achieve with your business. And I find that when I'm coaching my clients, a lot of the times the question is just why. So another book there, the seven whys. So why do you want to achieve that? Why do you want to be $1 million business? Why do you want to service professional women? Why? And the more that you're asking, the deeper you're getting into the answer, the more clarity, as you mentioned, you're going to get into what you're doing, and the easier, because with clarity comes easier decisions. You're going to be able to make decisions much faster, much more informed, because you're asking the right questions, and you're going to have less of that doubt and less of that fear, because you say, okay, I'm making this decision based on the information that I have now, on the values that I have and what I'm trying to achieve. And as I get more information, it's okay to change, because I know what I'm aligning it back to. And if it does not align with what I'm trying to achieve and the values that I I see myself going for, then there is no point in me continuing in this journey. Thank you so much for participating today. I always like to end this series with a little fun fact so that they can connect with you on a different level. So, if there was one fact that you could share with our audience, what would that be?
Well, I absolutely love lake time, but beyond the lake time, it's something that I grew up with. And it actually relates to a lot of what I do as well, because my grandpa owned a resort and we would gather every year for family week. And we would have 90 to 100 people the first weekend. And I just thought, wow, how do all of us gather and connect with so little drama? Because there really was never ever any big dramas. And so that was part of the seeds of the idea as well for me to start my business was my grandpa owning and operating a resort and then keeping it for family.
That's amazing. And I love how it connects to what you're doing overall and your vision for Wild.
Yeah.
If anybody does want to connect with you after listening to this and reading the blog, what is the best way for them to reach out to you, whether that's your website, email, or your social medias?
Yeah, definitely. My website is liveyourtruthjourney.com, and my email is Erin, Erin, at liveyourtruthjourney.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being a guest here today. I truly appreciate your time and sharing what you have learned in business so far. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to check out our next episode in 2 weeks. Really enjoyed speaking with our guest speaker today. And if you'd like to be a speaker on Let's Talk Business, the application link is below. Make sure that you apply and we can share a little bit about you and your business journey. Thanks again.